Alright, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to Yakim out there sincerely doing the work of the hopeful elect. Alright, my name is Amon Gabar, coming back with another lesson, Lord willing, to edify the elect of the nation of Israel. And as you brothers seen the title, Total Solar Eclipse 2017, August 21st, alright, which we have a total solar eclipse that's going to be seen in the United States of America, right? For the first time in almost 100 years. Last one was 1918 to be exact. All right, but we have a total solar eclipse that's approaching over here in the Western Hemisphere, particularly North America, which can be seen from the West Coast to the east. All right, and I'm gonna read a quick article, and I'll jump straight into the scriptures. All right, showing you how significant this sign that the Heavenly Father is about to show, to the world. Okay, this is the article from space.com. It says on August 21st 2017, America will fall under the path of a total solar eclipse. The so-called Great American Total Solar Eclipse will darken skies all the way from Oregon to South Carolina, along a stretch of land about 70 miles wide. People who descend upon this path of totality for the big event are in for unforgettable experience. All right, again, because this right here, this eclipse is going to be a major event, and it's also a major event, prophetically speaking as well. And this is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 25. It says, "And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring." All right, and there shall be signs in the sun. That's a sign that the Heavenly Father, is speaking of, because when you read up above, this prophecy that's speaking of in Luke 21st chapter happened during the time of 70 AD. All right, and around the time, according to this prophecy, before Jerusalem was sacked, all right, or around that time when Jerusalem was sacked, there were signs in heaven, because it's written right here in prophecy. Matter of fact, let me read up above. Well, actually, brothers can read up above, because this is talking about the prophecy of 70 AD, all right, when the Lord foretold Israel, all right, or the prophets, what were going to happen, all right. But along the line of that prophecy, the 25th verse, it says, "There shall be signs in the sun." So in the time of those prophecies that happened, there were signs. The Most High gave signs in the sun and in the moon. Now, one of the signs that the sun can give is a total solar eclipse. All right, a solar eclipse, the sun being darkened. Okay, and we also have one called a lunar eclipse, which lunar is talking about the moon. All right, so you have a lunar eclipse in which the moon appears to be darkened. All right, unlike the solar eclipse, the sun appears to be darkened. Okay, and that was a significant sign during that time. All right, that the Lord warned Israel about. All right, it says, "And in the stars," because stars are also, also there, in the heavens, that can, the Lord will use to give signs, because back in the ancient world, our brothers, all right, or the Issacharites, all right, some of the tribe members, they had the power or the understanding of the constellation. The Heavenly Father gave them the gift to read the stars, to navigate the stars, to predict certain things by using the stars, okay, or the heavens. That's why the whole thing with the year 2012 being the end of the world, all right, according to the Mayan calendar, that's what that was about. Now, that was debunked, because the scriptures tell you that no man knoweth the time, the day, the hour when the Son of Man shall come back. So even the Mayans, no matter how much knowledge they had of the stars and the constellations of heaven, even they couldn't get that. All right, but they were very close, to their readings, their constellation readings, because 2012, in the year that we in right now, 5 years later, we still, this is still the era of the so-called white man's demise. All right, this is the end of his world. So the minds were very close when it came to that prophecy. But the Lord, the Most High, the Lord said that no one knows but the Father. So nobody knows, no matter how gifted you might think you are, you know, reading the stars and the constellation of signs. But we do know that we living in a time where the Lord is showing us signs. All right, just like it tell you about the and also in the book of Luke. Matter of fact, it's down here. So Salaki, I'll read that. Let me read on. Stop talking too much. Let me see. This is and upon the earth distress of nations. All right. Now we in a time of distress of the different nations. All right, upon the planet Earth. All right, the Earth is in distress. Okay. Now we apply these prophecies, you know, to these days, because scriptures tell you that things that are written aforetime are written for our learning. So certain things and signs that happened before is going to happen again. Okay, and everything is reincarnated. Everything happens all over again. There's going to be another 70 AD, so to speak, and it's going to be the time of Jacob's trouble, when martial law takes place. That's going to be the future 70 AD. All right. So it says, and upon the earth distress of nations. Now the nations are in distress. All right, they're in certain places in South America, like Venezuela, you know, Brazil. They're in distress. Okay, there's lack of food, there's lack of bread, there's government issues, government problems, financial problems. Puerto Rico's bankrupt. Okay, going back years ago, we had Greece in mayhem. All right, different parts of the world are in distress because of, you know, the times that we living in. The Heavenly Father is getting ready to bring down this current rulership. So these things must come to pass, and these are all signs. It says, with perplexity the sea and the waves roaring. Now we've encountered, or we've had, you know, in this world, you know, going back a few years ago, so a tsunami era. Like, you know, a few years back, it was nothing but tsunamis back to back, earthquakes back to back, you know, nothing but tsunamis. All right, those are the waves roaring. All right, which waves roaring, you know, is hand in hand with earthquakes, because an earthquake, a tsunami is like an underwater earthquake. All right. It says, men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Now the powers of heaven is talking about the powers that be now, which are the elites of this world. All right, the so-called white man. All right, the top bankers of this world, the ones that rule this earth. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Now those wicked are the ones that whose powers of the heaven shall be shaken. All right. Verse 27 says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. That Son of Man is Yahweh Shai. Right. So after these things, all people are going to see the Son of Man coming in clouds and great glory and with power. That's how we know, although these prophecies took place during 70 AD, you know, when you read up above, all right, we know it's not talking about that, because the Son of Man, Yahweh Shai, didn't come during that time, right? It's talking about 2,000 years later, after, you know, these prophecies of, you know, the persecution of Jerusalem and so on and so forth. We know that happened 2,000 years ago, and the Son of Man, it wasn't prophesied for him to come at that time. Okay, so this is future prophecy, and we in that time right now. And that total solar eclipse is one of those signs, all right, that the Son of Man, you know, is going to be here soon. The scriptures also tell you that when Yahweh Shah was nailed to the cross, you know, the sun was darkened, all right, from the 6th hour to the 9th hour. So even when Yahweh Shai, especially when Yahweh Shai was nailed to the cross, all right, when he was persecuted, all right, and gave up the spirit, the earth was darkened. So there were a total solar eclipse for the span about 3 hours, all right, from the 6th hour to the 9th hour. So it was 3 hours, you know, till the sun was blocked out completely. All right, so that was a major event that took place. All right, we also have the mark of the beast. All right, that is a major prophecy. The mark of the beast is a major prophecy, and it's already here also in the United States. Okay, we have Donald Trump in office, you know, basically picking war with these different nations. Now that's the World War III. Okay, and the major prophecies that we have to look forward to is the mark of the beast. All right, we have martial law and World War III. All right, because the mark of the beast and the mark of the beast and martial law, you know, can go hand in hand with each other. All right, you know. So again, the mark of the beast is already here. All right, and that's a major sign. All right, right along with the sign of the total solar eclipse that's about to happen on August 21st, 2017. All right, it says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. Okay, it says, verse 28, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. All right, now as brothers, you know, that's in his faith, that's in his truth, you know, we should look up, you know, lift up our heads, hold our heads up, because why? These signs and these prophecies are coming to pass. So that's the telltale sign that our redemption draweth nigh. Lord willing, we be of the elect. Our redemption, Yahweh Shai coming back to redeem us and deliver us from this destruction, is draweth nigh. Now we pray and hope that we of the elect. All right, but for us brothers that believe and hope and pray day and night that we be of the elect, let's lift our heads up. You know, look up. You know, just don't drag your feet. Don't keep your head down. Just, you know, look up, because Yahweh Shai is coming, man. Yahweh Shai is coming to deliver his elect. All right. Now I'm gonna read verse 29. All right. It says, and he spake to them a parable. Behold, the fig tree and all the trees, when they now shoot forth, ye see and ye see and know of your own selves that summer is nigh at hand. All right. So likewise, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom is nigh at hand. All right. So when we see these things come to pass, that's written in the scriptures, we know we should know, all right, that, you know, that the kingdom is nigh at hand. All right, that Yahweh Shai his return is nigh at hand. The destruction of Esau and these other nations, these kingdoms, is at hand. Okay. So the Lord did leave signs, all right, but ultimately the Lord left us with faith. Faith being number one. All right, but also without faith, we're able to connect the scriptures and current events and things that have taken place in this world. We're able to do that also without faith. All right, using our faith as a form of measurement to, you know, look in his book and put 2 and 2 together. All right. The next scripture I'll get, and last, Lord willing, is the book of Acts chapter 2, verse 16. It says, but this is that which was spoken by the prophet Joel. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith the Most High, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. Right? And that happens. All right. A lot of people have these dreams, you know, about you know, whatever type of prophecy the Lord might give them a dream about, whether it be a dream of the destruction, a dream of chariots, aka UFOs, a dream of missiles, a dream of martial law. All right, and a lot of us have family members who've had these dreams. If you have a woman, your woman might dream a dream and tell it to you, and you know, and through the spirit and the scriptures, you're able to break that dream down to her and say, yeah, the Lord gave you that dream. You know, your child, your daughter might have a dream. You know, you might be able to decipher that dream. Your son can have a dream. Your mom, father, whoever. All right, your father, your mother, your grandparents, anybody. All right. It says, verse 18. And on my servants and on my handmaids I will pour out in those days my spirit, and they shall prophesy. And I will show wonders in heaven above, and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. Right? It says the sun shall be turned to darkness, and the moon into blood, before that great and notable day of the Lord come. Now the sun turning into darkness is a total solar eclipse. It's a solar eclipse. All right, that's what that's talking about. Because the Lord said, I will show wonders in heaven above, and signs in earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. The sun shall be turned to darkness, and the moon into blood. Now we had a blood moon a couple years ago, or a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. All right, but we had a blood moon not too long ago. All right, when the moon appeared to be red, it was huge. It appeared to be bigger, and it was red. All right, that was a blood moon. All right, because the moon is not literally going to turn into blood. All right, it's symbolic, all right, to a blood moon, all right. And there's gonna be more of these things, all right. As the day of Yahushua draweth even more closer, the sun shall be turned to darkness, all right. The sun is gonna be turned to darkness on August 21st, 2017, all right. Before that great and notable day of the Lord come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Alright, and those that call upon the name of the Lord in faith, alright, that believe in this thing, that laid their life on the line, hoped and pray to be of the elect, and endure it unto the end, those are going to be the ones that shall be saved. The one that believe in the name of Yahweh Shemel Shai, he's the deliverer, alright, to deliver us. Alright, it says, ye men of Israel, hear these words. Yahweh Shai of Nazareth, a man approved of Yahweh among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which God did by himself, which the powers did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. Now I'm gonna end it on that, alright? You know, Lord willing, you brothers watching, were edified, and you know, just keep watching, keep watching, alright? Because we living in these times, we living in the end times. This is the absolute end, alright? And the greatest thing that happened this year is that Mark of the Beast coming here in America, alright? In that place over there, that company in Wisconsin, I believe it's 3 Square Market or something they call themselves or whatever. That's the greatest thing that happens thus far this year, man. Alright, one of the majorest prophecy, or one of the major prophecy, not majorist, but major prophecy that took place yet. Alright, we still have, you know, if the Lord will, we still have, being August 9th, we still have September, October, November, December. You know, four more months and this year is over. 2017 is gone, if it be the Lord's will, you know. And things, hey, as time goes, things are just getting closer and closer to the end, man. Alright, so you brothers in the land of America, alright, in Babylon itself, okay, you brothers can look forward to seeing a total solar eclipse, alright, on August 21st, 2017. Alright, so with that, I'm going to say shalom to you, Akim, and you few sisters, shalom.